Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a 5 life-changing tips from your future self for before 2024. So if you want to change your life the most, this is what you have to do. You have the for your first tip, you have this leadership card. It says you're stepping into a role as a leader. You are ready. You also have this workaholic card. It says having strong work ethic and giving 110%. So obviously, you could be, one tip is for you to step up into a leadership position or a leadership role. You have the 10 of Pentacles right here. It's actually the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm using the in-between tarot, and it kind of represents in between the two energies of two cards. So this is the 9 of Pentacles, but it's, in between the 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. You have the 3 of Wands and the 6 of Wands here as well. And it looks to me like there is an opportunity for you to take the lead in work or business or career, or even if you're retired, this could be just, taking the lead in your finances. Maybe you're kind of looking at ways to save money or to improve your finances. The 10 of Pentacles represents hidden or secret information. So it's not really hidden or secret. It can just represent information that you have to do your research on, Scorpio. So I would say if you're trying to improve your finances, that education is probably going to be your best friend. I think this is very true. We have come off a period of time where we had a lot of energy in Capricorn. And, we had Saturn in Capricorn in 2016. We had Pluto's retrograding into Capricorn right now. And we had Pluto in Capricorn for a very long period of time. And, this is Chris's crappy astrology, not real astrology. But what I would say is that, Capricorn energy, I feel really rewards education and educating yourself, basically. So like learning better ways of running your business or learning better ways to deal with your finances. But the first tip here from your future self is definitely talking about financial improvements and, ways that you can improve your finances. You even have this 3 of Wands to the 4 of Wands right here. So the 3 of Wands is like waiting for your ships to come in. Really, it's a card of exploration, needing to get on those ships. And the 4 of Wands is a card of commitment, but it's also a card of kind of completion. I always look at the 4 of Wands as a finish line card. They're kind of normally on a traditional 4 of Wands up here. There kind of is like a finish line. It almost looks like, a finish line, basically. And so I feel a lot of you could be finishing things up, or you could be finishing something up in your life that, has been complete or needs to be completed. And moving on from something and moving on to something else would be the thing that causes the most growth. So I feel like your future self is encouraging you to accept leadership opportunities. And also, if you get an opportunity in work or business to become a manager or something like that, I would take it with this energy. I would also say that if there are things in your life, with both of these cards here, with the 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles is a card of independence. And it is popping into my head that, you might have some ideas that other people do not, and you might feel like you're going against the crowd. I feel like the tip here from your future self in this first row is don't be afraid to go against the crowd. You even have the 6 of Wands, but this is the 6 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is a card of deep held belief. It's a card of conviction. It's a card that says when you know that you will be successful, then you will be successful. It kind of reminds me of this whole row for you, Scorpio, reminds me of a story. They did a study on, people years ago where they put people in an elevator and they just had one guy turn around and face the back. And eventually everyone that got on the elevator started facing the back of the elevator just because one guy was facing towards the back of the elevator. And then so everybody started doing it, right? And, so don't be afraid to be that one person that's like, what's this idiot doing? I'm going to face forward like we're supposed to, right? Or, whatever. So don't be afraid to have your own ideas, especially if everybody's going one direction and you're going another. So, don't be afraid to do things that are unique or different or that might have you moving in a new direction or whatever. I kind of feel like that's where this is going, this first row. I'm going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, by the way. You have, for the 9 of Pentacles, you have this concentration card. 9 of Pentacles is a card of concentration and focus. She normally has that falcon on her hand, and it represents the fact that she is training her focus. She represents gratitude and luxuries as well. So on the traditional Nine of Pentacles, she focuses on things that make her feel grateful. She focuses on things that she views as valuable as well. And it doesn't have to be materialism, like material goods. It could just be, experiences and things that make her happy. She knows that when she concentrates on those things, that she becomes more successful. So, there you go. Concentrate on your own values and be a leader, and don't be afraid to go your own direction. With the Four of Wands, you have this flattery card here. What I would say here is that, see, you know what's interesting? I'll show you this. It's like there are these two faces facing opposite directions. There are two faces facing this direction towards each other. And it's like inside this person's head. So it's almost as if this reading is saying, you need to like listen to what's going on up here, not like what's external to you. I really feel that. I really feel this reading, this first row is encouraging you. Your future self is encouraging you to like be a black sheep. Don't be afraid to be a rebel, to, stand out. With the Six of Wands, you have this publicity card here. Six of Wands is a card of publicity. It is a card of getting attention and getting recognition. I always say that, Pluto and Aquarius, we have Pluto going in Aquarius for 20 years. And, this is a very important time in history. Again, I think people don't understand that, Pluto is generational. Generational planets move very slowly, but Pluto has a highly elliptical orbit. So, when it's in Capricorn, it's as close to the Earth as it possibly can be. And now it's moving into Aquarius, so it's moving as it's getting, going out, and will be dead by the time it reaches the other side of its orbit. But, again, it's moving, it's starting to move away from the Earth. So this is a very important time with that Pluto energy leaving Earth, basically, even though technically that's, it's very far away. But still, what I would say is, that Pluto in Aquarius is all about the collective. But so how do you stand out? You go your own way. You believe what you believe, and you don't follow the beliefs of just everybody else for no reason. If there is a reason, if you believe what everybody else believes for a good reason, that's perfectly fine. But if there are other things that you don't believe, then you want to stand out, then, it could get you a lot of positive attention, actually, having your own beliefs, your own mind, thinking for yourself. And it looks to me that's what you're doing here. Next, for your next tip from your future self, you have this farther in the future card. It says, when you have moved on, you're awakening into higher dimensions. Yes, I really feel you're tapping into like better ideas. You even have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands here is kind of like he follows his enthusiasm. He's willing to explore. He's willing to have experiences. He's willing to be spontaneous as well, meaning he might set out to start a business or to get into a relationship. But if he needs to change course, he's willing to do that. He's willing to move in new directions. He's willing to learn new things, like I said with that Ten of Pentacles, and try something else. He's kind of like more, on the positive side of things. I look at the Knight of Wands as maybe being a little bit more open. He's more open to mystery. On a traditional, we're just going to pick him up since we're talking about him. But on a traditional Knight of Wands, he would have the pyramids behind him. And the pyramids, again, represent mystery. So we see a lot of mystery here in your reading, but it's not like mystery as in, oh, you're not, there's some crazy secret going on here. This is mystery as in you are exploring mysteries. You're just, learning things, exploring life, coming up with new ideas. I think all of those things are, amazing to do right now. I think all of those things could lead to, abundance, wealth, happiness, whatever you want. So I definitely like to see that energy. This is also in the in-between tarot. This is the Knight of Wands to the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is bold, assertive, and kind of like willing to go in any direction. You have the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups here. So again, I feel like you are moving towards fulfillment with this energy. Even in that farther in the future card, it says when you have moved on. So you could literally be moving on from something with the Eight of Cups here, and you are moving towards you are moving towards a higher dimension, something that's more tapped in. So again, I feel like the tip here from your future self is to move towards things that are in alignment for you, that might cause you to vibrate at a higher level, right? And this might mean that you start noticing the differences, between people. It's like, I do get this weird energy here. I'm not saying you're looking down on people, right? That's not what I'm talking about at all. But I do feel like you're noticing the difference between you and everybody else. You could be like, wow, everybody, it's like, how do these people believe what they believe? And, or whatever. I don't know. I think there could just be some challenges around that. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's one of those things that you think about. And it looks to me like you're moving towards fulfillment, though, or you're focusing on your own fulfillment. You have the Six of Swords to the Seven of Swords here. I do feel like you're sneaking away from things, not in a bad way. Again, the Seven of Swords, traditionally, the guy on the Seven of Swords, he's stealing those swords from an army that's in the background of the card. You can see this guy here, he's sneaking away from this army here. He's like hiding behind this log in the water. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be kind of, leaving people's lives. You could be sneaking away from people in some ways. I don't think it's like maybe you're just drifting away from certain people who are kind of like at a lower level, or who maybe aren't willing to grow in life, or who aren't willing to make changes that they need to make. Again, that farther in the future card, it literally says Starseed, Innovator, Pioneer. So I feel like you're in this energy of being an innovator, wanting to tap into that energy, which I believe with Pluto and Aquarius, everybody is in that energy. But here's the difference, is like some people will do it and a lot of people won't do it because of fear, because of whatever. And so you need to innovate and try new things. With the Six of Swords, you have this Exalted card. I love this card. It is a card of kind of being lifted up, of exalted energy, being in the right place. And I feel there's a lot of success coming in for you with this energy as well. With the Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups, you have this friendship card here. If you do want love, I do feel there's like a little bit of love here. You even have the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups right here. So you could be attracting like a divine counterpart. It might start out as a friend. Funny enough, this is the moon in Cancer, and I'm pretty sure you showed up in Cancer's reading as well. So it could be a Cancer or another water sign. But I also feel this could be saying that you're focusing on connections. It's almost like you're focusing on less connections in your life. I feel like you're focusing on the connections that fulfill you, that are important, and you're getting rid of the ones that don't. Just that simple. With the Knight of Wands, you have this appreciation card. There's like a big energy in your reading about appreciation. We talked about this with the Nine of Pentacles. She is focusing on gratitude and luxuries and appreciation. There's a cornucopia right here, and the cornucopia represent abundance. So I feel if you focus on like the good things in life, and you focus more on happiness, joy, abundance, you're going to get more of that. It does seem to me like, I've only done a few of these readings so far, but it does seem to me like it could be a heightened manifestation time right now. So I would, again, practice manifestation. Again, it's free. It costs nothing to think more positively, to focus more on what you do want, not on what you don't want, all that other good stuff. For your third tip, you have this card that says, you will be blessed with more than you could ever imagine. Are you kidding? There you go. Definitely some blessings coming in for you. I feel like more blessings than you could have ever imagined. I feel like there's some work and healing to do to get to, receive these blessings. But it looks like you're doing the work. You have the Three of Swords to the Four of Swords. Three of Swords could be a heartbreak, but, I'll show you. On this card, he's not really heartbroken. He's kind of like writing or something on his table. And again, it's going to the Four of Swords, which would be a recovery. Not only that, in this diagonal here, if it wants to focus, in this diagonal, which actually I'll just show you here, it'll be easier anyway, you go to the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, and so you could be attracting a person who really wants to work on a team. I love the Three of Pentacles for love, like if it shows up in a love reading, for example. Because it really represents a person who wants to build something of quality, someone who wants to build something nice. And again, you have the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups right here. So there definitely could be a love offer or love coming in for you here. But I also feel this is talking about your blessings. Again, this row, the tip here, I feel is that your future self is saying that you could be more blessed than you imagine, but there's something you have to do to be blessed with more than you could imagine. So what is your answer? Part of your answer is this card right here. King of Cups is about exploring your emotions, listening to what your emotions are telling you. Same thing with Queen of Cups. She really values value. She, if something is valuable to her, she moves in that direction. She follows her heart. The King of Cups, kind of the same, a little bit different, because he's normally sitting in the middle of the ocean, and there are like choppy waters around him, but he is perfectly fine. He doesn't allow things to throw his emotions off. And again, I do think we are in a time where, pretty much all of us could, there's going to be a million reasons not to do things in life, for sure, just based off the astrology. But our job is to do it anyway. Our job is to feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's kind of like on the highest vibration version of the King of Cups. He feels the fear and he does it anyway. So anything that you're working on, that's what I feel here. You also have the Temperance card to the Devil right here. And so this is again, this is the in-between tarot, so it's in between the two energies. But, with the devil, the two people on the devil normally have like animal horns, and it represents our baser instincts, and it kind of represents like root chakra energy as well. And so sometimes, not always, but sometimes I feel the devil says, you need to take an idea that is just root chakra energy, and you need to bring it up to your head and express it into the world. It kind of says something is stuck in creativity. It's stuck in that root chakra creative energy, which we need to be able to create things, of course. So it's not good or bad. It's just saying that it needs to come up to the head so it can be, put into the world. And I definitely feel your future self is like the tip here. It's like saying, hey, something you're thinking about creating in your life will bring in crazy blessings, but you have to express it into the world. And again, this might mean being a black sheep. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, this might mean that people think you're crazy or that you're going in the wrong direction or whatever. Your job is to listen to what's going on up here. Like I said with that flattery card, I don't think that has to do with flattery. I think it has to do with your own ideas. Here you go. With the Queen of Cups, you have this acquisition card. This is like my fancy couple card. So, if you do want love, I do feel there could be a very blessed connection coming in for you. But again, this could be you just acquiring something in your life that's very valuable, which I think this row is really talking about. With the Three of Swords to the Four of Swords, you have this optimism card, and you also have this card that I dropped that says submission on it. Well, what I would say is, number one, I feel we've been talking about this. You need to focus on happiness, joy, and good things. This submission card, you can see that there's this bird here, and the bird is stuck in this cage, but the cage door is open. So it kind of gives me Eight of Swords vibes. I feel this is saying that you need to set yourself free so that you can accomplish something great in life. With the Temperance card and the Devil, you have this excitement card. Yeah, I feel everybody needs to move towards excitement right now. It's the only thing that we have. I think the universe is trying to break people away from, the competition energy. I truly believe that we've already left it. We've left the energy of competition. We're going towards more co-creation type energy. It's like, why do you think it looks like corporations are collapsing and things like that? That's competition. And again, it's not good or bad. I don't look at it as a good or a bad thing, and neither should you, because it's not good or bad that these corporations existed, right? It got us to where we are right now and is getting us to the next stage. So again, I think a mistake a lot of people make is like, oh, let's hate on the billionaires and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, they got us to where we needed to go. So it's like we needed them. And also, again, it's like we're entering into co-creation. So instead of focusing on that and creating a money block, right? Like, why don't you just focus on yourself and making yourself a billionaire with the new energy, which is co-creative, which is helping people and, all that other good stuff, right? It's like, most of the people that I hear that comment like, oh, screw Elon Musk and all this other stuff have never done anything with their lives. So I always say, yeah, okay, you could say that, or you could, get off your ass and do something about it. Launch your own rockets, right? Create your own electric vehicles, right? Do something, right? So don't complain about it. I don't want to hear it, right? Follow your bliss, follow your excitement. That's what you should be doing. Next, you have this lizard card. It says, dream the world into being. Yeah, I love this card. I really feel your higher self, your future self, both things are encouraging you to follow your dreams and not give up. I feel like it's been a battle. It's like I see a lot of dabbling in my head here for you, Scorpio, where, I feel like maybe you feel like a dabbler, like you feel like you try a bunch of things in life, and this could be in love and business and your health or whatever, and maybe people see you as a dabbler. Maybe people see you as a person who just kind of jumps around and never settles on anything and all this other stuff. But I think, again, you need to change the perspective here and say, no, my life is more exciting, their life is boring. It's like, trust me, I cannot even tell you how many people in my life have told me when I was younger that I was spinning my tires, right? That was like the saying of my life. Like, I had multiple people at one time tell me like, oh, you're spinning your tires with like all these ideas. But now it's like I'm laughing all the way to the bank, right? So, what I would say here is like, don't be afraid to spin your tires. I encourage people to explore. It's like society wants you to, settle and get one thing and then only be one thing, because that's what makes them comfortable. But guess what? It's like, I've been making people uncomfortable my whole entire life. So don't be afraid to be weird. Don't be afraid to make people uncomfortable, right? But don't get arrested either. There's good uncomfortable and bad uncomfortable. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. So clearly it's time to get to work on some sort of dream. The world that you want to see with that dream the world into being. If there's something you want to create, if there's a change you want to see in the world, I feel like your future self, higher self, both are kind of encouraging you to work on this right now. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. So, if there are people who can support you or people who share similar ideas, don't be afraid to kind of like work with those people or work together with those people. You have this Knight of Pentacles, and, it's like you're gathering the resources. This is Knight of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles is a card of resources. So it seems to me like you could be gathering your resources, or it's like you're getting the resources necessary to start something or to continue working on something. It is weird. I have those words popping into my head, like continue to work on something. So maybe you've given up on a project in the past, and I feel like I've said this to you before here, Scorpio. It's almost like, I'm not saying you're like, I'm not saying you're completely doing the same thing, but I do feel some of you could be revisiting an idea that you've had for, like, especially in work or business, and you're kind of like revisiting it. You could be doing it again, the same thing, or it could just be similar. And, I feel like things are going to turn out better this time, I feel like saying. So there you go. You have the King of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. Again, someone else had this, and, I said to that person, whoever it was, I can't remember, that the King of Pentacles is a card of convention. The Page of Pentacles is totally the opposite. The Page of Pentacles is like learning something new, willing to learn, willing to be enthusiastic, willing to try new things. So I kind of feel like you need to mix those energies together in your life. Like, do what has worked, right? With the King of Pentacles, that's what he represents. But the Page of Pentacles is like willing to learn new things and try new things. And I feel that's very important at this time, that you don't get stuck like in the past, in the sense that you just keep doing the same old stuff, like in work or business or whatever. Try new stuff. With the Three of Pentacles there, you have the Secrets card. This is actually a good card. It's not like secrets as in secrets. It's like mysteries, but these are good mysteries. This kind of represents like learning how to do things in a new way. So, if you're trying to grow your business, or if it's a mystery how to grow your business or your career, learn about it and you will be successful. It's just that simple. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have this companionship card. I definitely feel like going this way here. You have the acquisition card, the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, companionship. There could be love coming in for you, and it could be someone who's more aligned with like your dreams, or who's more aligned with like what you want to create in your life. So, I definitely feel like a certain sense of alignment here. With the King of Pentacles, you have this fulfillment card. Are you kidding? There you go. There's like true fulfillment coming in for you. See, but I feel this is your future self saying like, hey, you're dreaming of doing something with your life or in your life. You need to go do it, because that is what will bring fulfillment. It's just that simple here, Scorpio. I feel it's really encouraging you to move towards fulfillment. Also, I'm telling you right now, like if you're starting a business or anything, this looks amazing. Like publicity, this appreciation card, excitement and fulfillment. If you're working on a business or career, it looks to me like you could be like making a lot more money. Next, you have the Sea Turtle card for your fifth thing that you need to pay attention to. It says slow down, be patient and persistent. I definitely feel persistence is going to be important for you. You literally start with the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is a card of perseverance. It says don't give up, but it is also a card of persistence. Like, to be perseverant, you have to be persistent. Those two things work together. So I kind of do feel it's like encouraging persistence. You have really it's the Eight of Wands to the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. I feel like you need to put up boundaries for whatever reason. Again, you have that Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords. There might be some, like, part of your life that is dead, done, over with, and is something that belongs to the past. Again, you have that farther in the future card, and it says when you have moved on. So when you have moved on from the past, that's when all these good things are going to come in for you. That's when all these, all the beneficial changes are going to happen for you. But again, I feel it's going to require you to move on from the past or whatever. I definitely feel that here. The Nine of Wands is about trying something new, or like not giving up, trying like one last time to do something. And I definitely feel that there for you. You have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Again, I'm pretty sure it was Cancer who also had this card. So definitely could be like a Cancer coming in for you. Could be any sign, but it's kind of something that's standing out to me. So there could be like divine counterpart coming in for you. Again, you have like two cards that would represent this: Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and then Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So it's just kind of like popping into my head that there definitely could be a divine counterpart that's coming in for you here. But I think you need to let something go. You have the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with in your life. And the Nine of Swords is something that needs to end. So the Nine of Swords is like a repetitive cycle. It is, having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. And I really feel your future self here is saying, like, for you to have like this dream life, or this card that says dream the world into being, meaning that you can imagine something and have it, you have to let go of something that's been holding you back, or whatever. It could be a person who gets like too much attention, I feel here. So if you have a past person that like just dates a lot of people and they don't commit, then I would be careful of that. With the Eight of Wands, you have this practicality card. I like this because I feel like this is a clue. I feel if something is going to work, it's going to be very practical. Like you are going to start working on a new project and maybe you set out with a plan. For the most part, I feel things go according to plan. Of course, things don't work like that in life. Of course, things always pop up, so there's going to be obstacles. But for the most part, a majority of the time, do things go according to plan? If the answer is yes, then keep moving towards those directions. With the Queen of Wands, you have this versatility card. I feel you're meeting someone who's much more flexible as well. Like if you are looking for love, I feel like you could be meeting a person who's much more flexible, who's willing to be flexible, who's willing to make changes, and that's what I'd be paying attention to here as far as love is concerned. And with the Nine of Swords, you have this independence card. I feel like you need to it's like there are certain things that you want, out of life. And, is that independence? Yeah, I guess. You start with the Nine of Pentacles, which is the card of independence, and, kind of focusing on what you want. And that's like what I would be focusing on. It's not about selfishness. It's more about kind of like focusing on the things that are important for you in the life that you want. Again, I think the important thing as well that people don't realize about the Nine of Pentacles is that she understands that she has to match energy. Like, so instead of like trying to find love, for example, she like becomes the type of person that she wants. That's not the right way to really put it, because you don't necessarily want to become the person that you want to marry, because then you'll never get married, for example, right? But what I would say is that she understands if she wants to attract someone who's healthy, for example, she has to be healthy. If she wants to attract someone who's wealthy, she needs to be wealthy. And we're not even talking about money necessarily. It could just be she knows that she needs to be abundant. She knows that she needs to have abundant thoughts and all that other stuff. So she really matches the energy of what she wants, and I kind of feel that here. It doesn't have to be love either. It could be anything you want in your life. But this is pretty good here, Scorpio. I like where it's going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your year.